The Seven Warlords of the Sea are formerly one of the major powers of the world government, as well as a group hosting some of the most powerful characters in all of One Piece. Hey, my name's Alan, and in this video, I'll be covering every member that has ever been in the group at the current period of time. That being said, this list will feature characters such as Gura no Mi Blackbeard, as well as Big Mom Fight Law, even though these characters were not like this during their time as members of the Seven Warlords. Spoiler ahead, as this list does include parts of the current Wano arc, and with that, let's get to it. Number 11 is kind of obvious. It's Buggy D Clown, the boy, the obvious one, the king of the series, my man. It's Buggy. Let's be real, he was always going to be the bottom. He's a joke character. He's meant to be weak. We all know this. That being said, he has some pretty insane feats, you could say. He tanks a flurry of slashes from Mihawk due to his devil fruit, so you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Buggy being the most broken character of all time. That's my boy. So, but yeah, Buggy number 11. Number 10. This isn't including his zombies, but it's Gekko Moria. Moria's a bit of a weird-ish one. He's very intelligent. He's definitely a tactics-based fighter and a puppeteer. He is very intelligent, however most of the warlords are, not most, but some of them, you know, Crocodile, Doflamingo, Law, Mihawk, Jimbei, they're all pretty intelligent themselves. The thing about him is that even though he's in Thriller Bark, which is a relatively late pre-time skip, you know, part of the series, he's not really the main threat in Thriller Bark. It's more ores, which comes from Moria's fruit, obviously, but if we're not including the zombies, like, yeah. But he's definitely not the main threat. It's more ores, and then I guess you could argue Kuma later. One weird thing about Moria is that he's actually a rival to Kaido for some reason, which makes no sense to me. I don't know how that's possible, but I guess he was. Maybe he had a super broken zombie, but yeah. We're not including zombies because he could technically have, like, if he ended up having, like, a Whitebeard zombie, then can he, like, beat most people on this list? Like, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, but that is Gekko Moria. Coming in, number 9 is a little controversial because I know everyone loves him, but it's the Sandman, the captain of Baroque Works himself, Sir Crocodile. Personally, not one of my favorite characters, to be honest. He's a little bit, I don't know, I think he tends to be a little bit overrated. I like his personality and stuff, but like in a power scaling wise, he tends to be a little bit overrated because of his performance in the war, which is good. But you know, he still got beaten by a pre-Gears Luffy, even if it did take 3 attempts. That's like really, really sad. But and also like he was stopped by Luffy in the war, but he does have some pretty insane feats in the war. He prevents Ace from being executed. He clashes with both Doflamingo and Mihawk. He's even like a member of like the lowest part of Impel Down, which is pretty insane. I'm pretty sure he is. I might be wrong. No, he's in the same area as like characters like Jimbei and Ace, which is like, okay, I see you, Crocodile. Kind of crazy, but that being said, I just don't see him being even close to any of the characters above him, so number 9 is my boy Sir Crocodile. This is also pre-time skip to be specific, because we know nothing about him post-time skip. It's possible post-time skip he could be higher, but we just don't know anything about him yet. So yeah, number 9 for Crocodile I think is fair. Number 8 is Knight of the Sea Jimbei, one of my favorite characters on this entire list, to be honest. This is the first big gap in the list for sure, because he's definitely way stronger than the 3 below him. He's definitely kind of insane. Pre-time skip Jimbei is on par with characters like Ace, which already puts him above any character below him. This Ace is a Yonko commander, even though Ace doesn't ever seem too strong, to be honest. Yeah, but he's pretty insane. He tanks a hit from Big Mom. He's the first member of this list to possess Haki that we know of. He defeats Who's Who was probably the strongest of the Tobiropo. Like, that already kind of, you know, Yonko Commander-ish level, especially with the Ace stuff too. And yeah, the fact that like the fan base compares him to characters like post-time skip Zoro and Sanji, like that speaks volumes of how strong this character truly is. Like the fact that he, at least before Yamato joined the crew, if they have joined the crew, like the fact that he was compared to those two as like the new monster trio. Like, it's pretty fucking wild. So I definitely think number 8 is fine for Jimbei. And yeah, that's my boy. Number 7 is not one of my favorite characters, and a weird one for sure, but it's the Pirate Empress Boa Hancock. So Boa is at number 7 above everyone else, almost solely because of her Devil Fruit. Her Devil Fruit is super fucking broken. And no, sorry, let me be specific. It's not solely because of her Devil Fruit. Her abilities in kicking are really good too, and she has Conqueror's Haki and everything. She's strong. Definitely, she's definitely strong. I definitely think even without her Devil Fruit, she could put a pretty good fight against Jimbei. I don't know if she could beat him. I think they're pretty close, but her Devil Fruit definitely puts him above him. Why she isn't higher is that while she could definitely beat characters higher than her in this list, I think she could actually beat every character on this list, probably. There's certain characters that she would just have no chance against that other characters on this list could beat. So I think characters like Ivankov, Big Mom, Smoothie, Suru, Luffy, I don't think she has any chance of beating right now. Maybe Suru, who knows. But I think other characters do on this list do, so that's why number 7 for Boa Hancock, I think it's fair. Number 6 is Bartholomew Kuma. Definitely the next 3 are pretty interchangeable, I think. He's another really weird one. So like, before the time skip, he was powerful enough to beat all the Straw Hats with ease, which isn't a super huge feat, but like still not bad. He's a cyborg firing laser beams from his mouth, which is kind of crazy. But the real reason he's this high is because of his fucking broken ass Devil Fruit. The Niku Niku no Mi is incredibly strong. It gives him pads on the palms of his hands, which can repel anything they touch at the speed of light. Yeah, his fruit has a slew of abilities. It can repel pain, exhaustion, which is fucking insane. It can propel people across the entire world with a touch of his palms, as he did to the Straw Hats. He had that insane, pretty much nuclear bomb-ass looking move in Thriller Bark. Like, fucking Kuma's insane. The only reason I don't have him higher on this list is that we just haven't seen him fight enough top tiers in the series yet. We just don't know enough about him. And furthermore, like, he's lost his sense of self after turning into PX0, so it's kind of hard to put him higher than some of the like really intelligent characters on this list. But I think number 6 is fair, but it's a really weird one. As I said, it's interchangeable with the next 2. So number 5 is definitely one of my favorites, Don Quixote Doflamingo. His fruit is insanely broken, just like the last like 2 characters. It's an insanely broken fruit. It has a load of abilities. He can fly. He has the ability to control others. He has the ability to repair fucking internal organs, which is insane. However, like, one of the most obviously busted abilities he has is his birdcage, which, like, it stopped characters like Fujitora and Zoro, and even like Kinemon and Kanjuro and Frankie and all these characters, which is unrealistic, to be honest. The fact that it stopped even Fujitora is like completely wild. It doesn't really make sense, but ayo, fuck it, dude. He fought Gear 4th Luffy, and while Gear 4th Luffy was definitely stronger, he would have won that fight because of the time limit. If Luffy didn't get help, he definitely would have won that fight. He's pretty similar to a character like Cracker, I think, like probably similar in strength, and Cracker is a low Yonko Commander character. That being said, that's the fact why he's at number 5. I think he's definitely a low commander level character. I don't think he could fight characters like Katakuri or Marco or admirals like Fujitora or Aokiji. I think he would lose against those characters. Still, he's an absolute monster who definitely deserves his position in the top 5. Number 4 is not my favorite, maybe my least favorite. Definitely not my favorite, is Edward Weevil. What the fuck is this character, to be honest? He's a super weird one. He's definitely the warlord we know the least about. The only reason I put him above Doffy and Kuma was because his goal would put him against characters stronger than Doffy, such as Marco and debatably Jozu. It's hard to say if Jozu's stronger than Doffy, because Doffy did get the up on him, but Jozu's still like a, you know, commander level character, so it's hard to say. There's not really much to say about him though, and you could definitely drop him lower. However, at this point in time, I'm comfortable putting him around the number 4 spot. Number 3 is my favorite on the list easily, and it's another huge gap on the list for sure, but it is Trafalgar Law. This is my favorite character in the entire series, to be honest, and maybe my favorite anime character of all time. I love Law, love his abilities and everything, so call me biased if you want, but I think this is a definitely fair position for him. For anime onlys, this is probably a ridiculous place for Law. However, both after the rooftop fight and the fight with Big Mom, I'm super comfortable putting him in the top 3. After awakening his Devil Fruit, Law became propelled to a whole nother level, and to be quite honest, he's at least first commander level. Honestly, I could see him being higher, like an admiral level character at this point, maybe like not even a low admiral, like a mid to high admiral level character. He's fucking insane. He's injured Kaido, he beat Big Mom. Like, could you imagine Katakuri and Smoothie beating Big Mom? Law and Kid did beat her. You know, that's like, that says a lot, you know what I mean? And honestly, it's so exciting putting Law so high up on this list, because he's definitely my favorite One Piece character, and I think at this point, he well deserves a spot. Number 2 is another one of my favorites, but it is Hawkeye's Dracula Mihawk. Clearly Mihawk has been shown to be one of the strongest members of the Seven Warlords ever since the beginning of the series, as well as one of the most powerful characters in the series. He's a rival to Shanks, which arguably puts him at Yonko level, which is fucking insane. But he has just like a lieu of like insane like things about him. He's the strongest swordsman in the world, obviously. He wields Yoru, one of the 12 supreme grade swords. He literally rides along the Grand Line in a dingy boat by himself, which is insane. Not just the Grand Line, sorry, the New World. Like, that is insane. He's a master of Haki, almost certainly has at least advanced color of arms Haki. He's just an insane character. But that being said, one thing about Mihawk that in my opinion prevents him from being at the top is that he never seems to be taking fights completely seriously, and he's never had a like insane showing, unlike characters like Law and Doffy. Like, we haven't really seen him like he clashes with characters like Vista and Crocodile, which is like, really? Like, is that the best you have to show? Like, you're the strongest swordsman in the world, like, you would expect better showings, but right now, we haven't seen his full potential, and I think number 2 is fair for Mihawk, but he's a really tricky one. He could definitely be number 1, depending on how you argue it, but I think number 2 is okay with Mihawk right now. And at number 1 is he's not my least favorite, not my favorite, but it is Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. It's relatively hard to see which one's stronger between Teach and Mihawk, but I put Blackbeard at the top for a couple of reasons. One, he's the only character in the series to have 2 Devil Fruit, obviously, both of them being incredibly broken, the Yami Yami and the Gura Gura. Also, he's had 2 years to train with the Gura Gura, so he's definitely more proficient with it. His crew also defeated the remnants of the Whitebeard Pirates, which isn't a huge feat, but still noteworthy. That being said, the main reason I put him above Mihawk was actually a pretty interesting one. He's seemingly Luffy's final boss. Maybe Imusama and Nakainu are up there too, but it seems like Blackbeard is up there with one of Luffy's final bosses, while Mihawk is Zoro's. And in general, I feel more comfortable putting Luffy's final boss higher than Zoro's, because that just seems like it would make more sense, right? It's possible Blackbeard gets another buff later on, which makes him stronger than Mihawk, and it's possible that the current Mihawk's still stronger than Blackbeard. It's really hard to say. We haven't seen either of their full potential, and honestly, like, you could have it either way, so that's kind of how I feel at this point, and I'll put Blackbeard at number 1 for now. And that's it. That is my list. I have some confidence in the list. It is really hard to rank some of these characters. I think the 6 to 4 are really, like, interchangeable. I think Boa Hancock's such a weird one. I think Jimbei could possibly be higher. Crocodile, depending on how he is right now, he could be higher too. Law is probably a surprising one, but I love that he's top 3. And then obviously Mihawk and Blackbeard, you could definitely change the 2 of them. They're pretty interchangeable, I'd say. But yeah, that's my list. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like the channel, subscribe. There'll be more videos coming very, very soon. And yeah, I really enjoyed making this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya later.